Hello one and all. In this video, we will discuss about the gene library. Okay, in the gene library, we are going to discuss about the one of the gene library, that is cDNA library. Before going to see about the cDNA library, first we'll see what are the gene libraries. Okay, here the gene library is a large collection of DNA fragments cloned from a given organism, tissue, organ, or a cell type. It may contain complete genome sequences. Okay, if the gene library contains a complete genomic sequences or total genome of one organ, tissue, or cell, that is called as genomic library. And if the gene library contains the cDNA sequences, the complementary DNA sequences. Okay, in this case, this type of library is known as cDNA library. Okay, if a gene library contains the total genomic sequence of one organism or one tissue or one organ or one cell type, in that case we have to call that gene library as a genomic library. Or if the gene library contains the cDNA sequences or complementary DNA sequences only, in that case we have to call that gene library as complementary gene library, or means here the complementary DNA gene library or cDNA library. Okay, first we'll see the about cDNA library. Okay, a cDNA library is a population of bacterial transformants or a phase lysates in which each mRNA isolated from an organism, tissue is represented as its cDNA insertion in a plasmid or phase vector. And the frequency of a specific cDNA in such library would ordinarily depend on the frequency of the concerned mRNA in the tissue or in the organism. Okay, first we'll see the isolation of mRNA. Okay, means if in the preparation of cDNA, first we have to isolate the mRNA, because the complementary DNA formed from the mRNA only. That is why we have to isolate the mRNA first in the preparation of cDNA. Means the isolation of mRNA is essential step or initial step in the preparation of cDNA. Okay, for the isolation of mRNA, the total RNA is first extracted from a suitable organism or tissue, and the amount of desired mRNA in this sample then increased by using one of the several procedures. Some procedures are I listed here. Here the first procedure is the chromatography on polyucephalose or oligocellulose enriched, and the preparation with mRNA is of all kinds. And the second procedure is when a portion of a gene which is responsible for the production of antibodies purified, means here the antibodies specific to it, these antibodies are used to precipitate the polysomes, and the mRNA is isolated from these polysomes, because here the mRNA is associated with the ribosomes and newly synthesized polypeptide chains. And in another way, here some type of genes are expressed only in a specific tissues. For example, seed. And in the seed, the storage proteins in developing seeds, and the chicken ovalbinum gene in oviduct. Okay, all these are genes expressed in some specific tissues only. Okay, some type of genes expressed in the seeds only, and some type of genes expressed in the chicken ovalbinum gene in the oviduct only. Therefore, mRNA preparation from such tissues are expansionally rich in the concerned mRNA, or may even contain only this mRNA. Okay, all these are the procedures for isolation of mRNA. Then next we'll see the preparation of cDNA. Okay, here the cDNA is the copy or complementary DNA produced by using mRNA as a template. In fact, any mRNA molecule can be used to produce cDNA, isn't it? Any mRNA molecule means here that means any RNA, not mRNA, any RNA molecule, either it is tRNA and ribosomal RNA and all other RNAs are used to produce cDNA. And this DNA copy of an RNA molecule is produced by the enzyme that is reverse transcriptase. Here generally obtained from bovine mycoblastosis virus. Okay, reverse transcriptase enzyme obtained from the avian mycoblastosis virus, and this enzyme performs similar reactions as DNA polymerase and has an absolute requirement for a primer with a free 3' hydroxyl group. When eukaryotic mRNA is used as a template, a poly T oligonucleotide is conventionally used as the primer. Since these mRNAs have a poly A tail at their 3' ends. But special tricks are required to utilize primers for other RNAs. For example, the prokaryotic mRNA, rRNA, RNA virus genomes. For this, we have to use special tricks for utilization of primers. For example, a poly A tail may be added to 3' end of the RNA to make it analogous to eukaryotic mRNA. This enzyme catalyzed by the enzyme poly A polymerase. The appropriate oligonucleotide primer, that is oligo T for eukaryotic mRNA only, it is annealed with the mRNA. This primer will base pair to the 3' end of the mRNA. And then the reverse transcriptase enzyme extends the 3' end of the primer using mRNA molecule as a template. This procedure, a RNA DNA hybrid molecule, the DNA strand being the DNA strand being the cDNA. Then the RNA strand is digested either by the RNase or one type of alkali hydrolysis. This free the single stranded cDNA. After digestion of RNA strand by using the enzyme RNase or alkaline, here mostly we should use the alkali, that is the NaOH, sodium hydroxide, for digestion of RNA strand. It leaves the cDNA complementary DNA alone. And 3' end of the cDNA serves as its own primer and provides the free 3' hydroxyl group required for the synthesis of its complementary strand. There are for a primer is not required for this step because the complementary DNA act as its own primer for synthesis of its complementary strand. That is why we need not to add any primer to this step. And the complementary strand of the cDNA single strand is synthesized by either the reverse transcriptase itself or by Escherichia coli DNA polymerase 1. This generates a hairpin loop in the cDNA. The hairpin loop is cleaved by a single stranded specific nuclease to yield a regular cDNA duplex. Okay, this is about the preparation of cDNA. Then next we'll see the problems in cDNA preparation. Okay, usually the double strand cDNA preparation are always a mixture of different kinds of molecules due to problems in copying of the RNA, and also because even highly purified mRNA are never absolutely pure. Physical and chemical methods are incapable of resolving these mixtures. Therefore, the cDNA mixture itself is used for cloning, and the desired cDNA is identified and isolated in pure form from the appropriate bacterial clone. Okay, these are the problems in the cDNA preparation. Okay, next, last we'll see the uses of cDNA. Why we have to produce the cDNAs? What is the purpose? What is the need of the cDNAs in the rDNA technology? That we'll see now. Okay, use of the cDNA is absolutely essential when the expression of an eukaryotic gene is required in a prokaryote. For example, a bacteria. In a bacterium, we want express one character that is already expressed in eukaryotic cell. That character we want expressed in the prokaryotic cell. Okay, for that purpose, the cDNA are very useful for us, and this is because of eukaryotic genes have introns which must be removed from their transcripts to yield mature mRNA, and bacteria do not possess the enzymes necessary for the removal of introns. For example, cDNAs for interferon, a blood clotting factor, that is HC. Both the blood clotting factor, that is HC, is in the human beings also, and several other mRNAs have been expressed in the bacteria, and the cDNA are used as expressed sequence tags. They are ESTS, expressed sequence tags, in studies on gene expression patterns. Okay, these are the uses of cDNA.